the Champions League final was 2 days ago, and I could do a video talking about the result and the tactic on the pitch and how it went and the impact of the clubs that it would make. However, what I think is more important is really going into exactly what happened at night outside of the pitch and in the stands and outside the stadium, because a lot went down, which was very mixed messages from a lot of different sources, a lot of different videos, a lot of different images, and I'm going to go into a video about discussing the basically the disgraces that happened that night. It shows a complete lack of accountability and a complete ineptitude of the security and mainly the organisers of the event and what really happened, because this is kind of a heated topic because, simply put, it involves Liverpool and people do not like Liverpool. So when Man U fans and City fans get involved, or Everton fans, it gets very heated very quickly and it becomes toxic very quickly, like a childish, spat off match. It's really annoying to see, because in reality, this happening to any club, if it happened to your club, you'd be absolutely fuming about what happened. Must say by no means that not every single Liverpool fan is innocent, but a couple of idiots that we see should not overshadow the entirety of everyone that was involved there on the day. A collection of idiots should not represent an entire fan base, and that goes with absolutely anything. I mean, as a Burnley fan, I've been there and done it, experienced it, that there's a few idiots which drags down the name of the club, which is honestly so infuriating, because it is those kind of people that gives us a bad reputation, and that is something that Liverpool fans are experiencing right now, and also Real Madrid fans, but you're not really hearing much about that in the English media. So let's get into what happened at night. Let's go. Yo, do you play FIFA 22? Yeah. Is your team bang average? You absolute pathetic piece of... You're saying that to the viewers? No, obviously. Ah, okay. I mean you. Do you face teams like this? You can't keep getting away with it! Do you know there's a way to get coins? Why are you shouting at me? Then go to UCL for the cheapest and most reliable place to buy your coins on FIFA 22. Link is down below in the description, and also use code Vizeh at checkout to get a discount. So, what happened yesterday? In the simplest terms, the game was delayed by 36 minutes because of a crowd disturbance outside the ground, mainly because a large collection of Liverpool fans cannot get inside of the ground. And what was the cause of this is by a couple of reasons. One being a large lack of communication on where to go and where people should be going. There were certain entrances that was just completely closed off, which should have been there and operational, but there was no one there, no security there, no police there to help anyone out, to tell them where to go. And then the places that was open, which is very lacking few far between, it caused a bottleneck effect where you got 20,000 Liverpool fans trying to get inside the ground, and you close them into a 10 feet gap. This was on Sky Sports. Now what you can see here is the entrance of where you would expect 20,000 or so Liverpool fans to try to squeeze through. Include that all these police vans are going to try and squeeze through, have security checks to each and every single one as well that enters. It makes things happen incredibly slowly. Turnstile Y and Z were for Liverpool fans, which are far from distance between the two white poles, which only 2 turnstiles for 20,000 fans is not good enough at all. So there's 20,000 Liverpool fans here, and down here, down the stairs, there was alleged locals, French locals, that then aimed to go and try to climb inside of the actual stadium, climbed over the fences to try and get inside the ground, in which in response, when they saw people start climbing over the bars, and of course, if Liverpool fans and Real Madrid fans saw people climbing over, then they try and do the same thing. And then that is when tear gas gets sent into a good couple of thousand of Liverpool fans. So that is what the story is by Sky Sports. Now, of course, let's get into all of the videos that we saw online, which get sent around like wildfire, and there's some good and there's some bad as well. So here's the main one. This was a scene of all the Liverpool fans here, in which some couldn't even get through the turnstiles because turnstile Y and turnstile Z. Having only 2 turnstiles for 20,000 fans, it makes absolutely zero sense. But this is a scene outside the ground of having these 2 turnstiles to let 20,000 fans. This is what happened at the turnstiles, and at the turnstile Y, this is the issue that some people's tickets don't work. Now, here comes another issue, that there was quite a large amount of people that did post on about the fact that you had tickets that was booked, therefore fake tickets. And I think there was an element of that some fans did get inside the ground that he shouldn't have, and therefore using tickets and space that would have been allocated to other people. In this scene here, you're going to see fans just trying to get through the turnstile. This kid here to the left hand side, you can see him, just his ticket isn't working, and then just gets gas to the face. I don't think that's tear gas. I think it's just gas, just tries to like steer him away. And that, I don't know if I think he's okay with that. You see this guy go down to the floor, just gasping for air for being, gassed again by another guy. I mean, there goes the security guy. There goes the steward coughing as well in his hands, so by the smell of what could have been actually just then tear gas. In this kind of situation, he's done nothing wrong to be gassed like this whatsoever. He's just trying to get inside the ground, and of course you can see he's confused. You can see that he's panicking because he's at a UCL final thinking that he's going inside and his ticket isn't working, so he's obviously quite clearly freaking out. Now what I think is important is that, of course, not everyone's perfect. There's of course this tweet by Gary Walsh saying, "Only gone and bunked me dad in." If this is true, if this is not true, is it a joke? I don't know. There's no proof that he is bunked in, but it is a tweet saying that he got his dad in somehow. How he did get him through, I don't know. But this is the examples that are used against Liverpool fans of these guys being absolute clampets and ruining the fan base, because I mean, I don't want to make the comment, but the fact that of all fan bases Liverpool fans have done this is just idiotic on so many levels that I can't even begin to really explain. Now, this is one massive scene that's been sent around a lot. Now, according to Liverpool fans here, these were a main majority of French kids that also broke in, alongside also some Liverpool fans that also took advantage of it. Apparently, this was started by French kids that was breaking down the turnstiles and breaking over the fences, and that some Liverpool fans were opportunistic and made their run rather than a chance, essentially. Apparently, that's a context behind this. If you want to make your opinion in terms of if you think this was all Liverpool fans or you don't believe this was French locals, then you make your own decision. But this is to make it impartial. This is fans on the Real Madrid side who are wearing white shirts. Again, this is the thing. Is this Real Madrid fans or these French locals? This guy's wearing a white shirt. It could be a French local. It could be a Spanish Real Madrid fan. That's the thing. You can never really surely know. This guy, I mean, he's not wearing a Real Madrid shirt. He's just wearing white. I don't really know. That's the hard thing. That can you really... You can't really tell if they're French or if they're actually like a fan. But this was a scene outside the ground. You just got people just climbing over the fences and just running into the ground. Now, this is one weird clip. This is this French influencer which literally went underneath the turnstile and then, well, gave that woman a kiss on a cheek, which maybe she looked like she's running the turnstile more. He's talking to his friends, happy that he's got allowed in. This is entrance E. They're crawling underneath, and she's got some sort of, band on her that she's allowing this to happen, that she's winning the event. So it looks like this woman's just letting her friends in, or just letting some random people in. These guys seem like they're French, so maybe they're French locals that's just being allowed in as well. It seems like one massive calamity all around here, because you can see people, he's a Liverpool fan, he's being stopped, but you also see this guy just go underneath, and then this is the one that organises it as well. So she's wearing some sort of lanyard here, which she's the one that's allowed these people to the ground. Again, this is the thing. The entire thing, from start to finish, is an absolute disgrace from the organisers and the security of the event. You can see some Liverpool fans here getting a bit excited, trying to take a risk here. Of course, they opt not to because they get scared. So it is a complete mess. I mean, people are panicking. People start thinking they're going to miss the game. They can't be allowed in the turnstile. Here's another clip of another guy that's jumping over, running in. This was also a very popular one as well. Liverpool fans climbing over some sort of wall. That was the police escort thing, the security checkpoint. I don't really know what this even is supposed to be. This isn't to get inside the ground. This is not turnstiles. This is to get past the first security checkpoint, I believe. So this is not to get inside the ground, I believe. That it is just an absolute calamitous example of poor, disgraceful organisation. No real thought process going into it of how you're going to get X amount of people inside a stadium, and it is just a mess. Yeah, and those are the Liverpool fans outside the ground that's just trying to show they're just trying to get in, and that's them being tear gassed by the security outside the ground here. A good video to watch if you guys want to know more by a personal perspective. I've got much respect to Mate from Redmen TV, and of course he was at the game and he gave his his experience, all the games today. And again, I must say, if you're like a Man U fan or whoever you're supporting, if you have some agenda towards Liverpool or Scousers or whatever you may have your opinion on, I do think that it does get to a very bad area when you just don't believe a single thing they say. And I think Mitch is as credible as they come. So I believe his experience from what I've seen. And for me, it makes sense. I think it's very easy to confuse a lot of different parts of it and tell you who gets a bullet. Simply put, it wasn't fit for purpose to have X amount of fans going to the ground. It wasn't organised correctly. There was not enough communication, and it led to confusion. And then adding the elements of potential outside elements of the locals getting involved as well, that it creates a confusion of who's decided to blame here. This is all the information I can get about what happened for the UCL final outside the ground. Tell me your thoughts. If you're indeed a fan that was there, a Liverpool fan or a Real Madrid fan, tell me your thoughts. There wasn't really that much about the Real Madrid side, but that's because we may not have the Spanish media shown to us as often as the English media, of course. So tell me, what do you think about it? And yeah, I will see you guys next time. Stay safe.